telephone mounted to the wall of our kitchen is barf beige. It has a long coiled cord and a rotary dial. The woman at the end of the telephone line asks me to hold, and I find myself staring at the center of the dial, which normally would have a round white cardboard disc with a Bell Canada logo on it and a line underneath where you could write your telephone number. But a couple of months ago, Dave replaced it with a paper cutout of some indistinguishable object that up until now I'd never really paid any attention to. It's 1988. I first met Dave when I came to answer an ad for a roommate in a shared house in North York, a part of Toronto, that I'd moved to from Vancouver on a whim, arriving with nothing more than a small suitcase, a Smith Corona portable typewriter, and a bed sheet. Now, it wasn't the first time I'd been to Toronto. The year before, my sister and I took a $99 Greyhound bus trip across Canada. This time I flew. For once you've taken a $99 bus trip across Canada, you're very unlikely to do it again. When I met Dave, he was lying on the couch watching an episode of Moonlighting, a popular one-hour comedy show that was in its last year. It starred Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd as a couple of wise-talking private detectives who lusted after each other but who held off having sex, this titillating cat and mouse game being what actually drove the series. Once the lead characters slept together, the show fell flat like a deflated inner tube and got canceled. Now, there's something of a cautionary tale in the rise and fall of this particular television show that I didn't actually latch on to until many years later, and so it wasn't of any use to me right at this time. For although Dave and I do not resemble the wisecracking, sexy couple played by Bruce and Sybil, our friendship stayed afloat for many months until we became romantically inclined, at which point the tires popped and we began a long, slow skid into the ditch. The woman on the other end of the telephone returns and gives me a piece of news that will forever change my life. And weirdly intersecting with this moment is the realization of what it is I've been staring at in the center of the telephone dial for approximately a minute and a half while being on hold. The same image that spun round and round throughout 2 months of regular telephone use. "Hello?" the voice says. "Are you still there? Are you all right?" "Yes, but no, I'm not all right. The man with whom I'm going to have, if I heard the voice correctly, and I did, a baby, has seen fit to place in the center of the telephone dial a picture of a vagina." The voice gives me more information of lesser value and then bids me farewell. "Wait!" I want to call out to her. "Don't leave!" But it's too late. She's gone. Maybe she'll return. Judging by the voice, I imagine the woman who owns it to be warm and motherly. 60 years old, perhaps, a little plump, sporting a salt and pepper, no-nonsense haircut and a cardigan knitted from wool so wiry as to rub raw the flesh of a lesser human. She'll travel down the telephone wire, take me in her woolen-clad arms and tell me everything's gonna be all right. And then she'll whip open a matching pair of tartan suitcases, shove all my belongings in them, and whisk me away from this nightmare. But no one's there. No one's at the other end of the line. There's just a dial tone. I'm reluctant to hang up the phone, knowing that when I do, I'm going to have to start planning the next stage of my life. So I hang on to the receiver, and I began to drift, floating, nothing anchoring me save the telephone cord attached to the telephone on the wall. while everything around me dissolves except this square tile on which I'm standing and this telephone with its vagina.
Oh.